Hi book friends, this is Kat. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my September TBR video, and I have my new board, which is the fall board. So before I jump into that, let's go ahead and see how I did for last month. So last month I had a total of 8 prompts, so I'm just going to go through them real quickly. The first prompt was Father's Day, and I got the word whole. And so the book that I did choose was Everywhere to Hide by Siri Mitchell, and I did complete that book. The second role I had was 4th of July, and the month that came up was Tennessee. Counted with the Stars by Michelle Shockley, and I in fact have not started this book. It is currently July 27th, and so I do not believe I will get to this book. So that in it of itself, I kind of failed my TBR. The third role was series, and I was supposed to read The Princess Search by Melanie Sellier, and I in fact did read that book, and I completed a series. Number 4 was a random ice cream generator, and so I got Toasted Marshmallow. The book I picked for that is Sarah Plain and Tall, and I did in fact read this book. Fifth role was 4th of July once again, and this time I got South Carolina, and I was supposed to read Lulu's Cafe by T.I. Lowell, and I did read this book. Number 6 was a challenge square or challenge prompt, and I ended up landing on Mother Gothel, and the book I was supposed to read was Red Arrows, and I have not started this book. However, I feel like I could potentially get this book in, like squeeze it in the last few days of this month, but we will see. Seventh role was 20 in 2025, and I was supposed to read The Charm Bracelet by Viola Shipman, and I got that far, which is chapter 10 and page 83, and I actually DNF'd this book, and I will tell you more about it in my wrap-up. The last role was a challenge role, and I landed on Jafar, and the book I picked for this is a Twisted Tale anthology, and I did complete that. So in hindsight, I did in fact fail my TBR. Now I am tweaking what I do with failing a TBR. In the past, I have had to pick a genre to accompany the prompt that I land on, but it's been kind of hard to do that, and I guess I wasn't really feeling it. So I kind of changed it up a bit. And so instead I created a rollovers like sheet on Canva, and basically any book that I did not get to will go on that rollovers slide. So when I finish my TBR, the idea is the next book I pick up has to come from the rollovers slide. So we'll see how long this one will last, but it just helped me to pick up that book again and stopped me from trying to mood read all the time, I guess. So we'll see. So the 2 books that are going to go there are Count the Night by Stars, and if I don't get to Red Arrows, that one is also going to be on the rollovers slide. So we'll see how that works out. I think that's all the housekeepings. Oh, one more thing. I did do the rolls in 2 segments. I first rolled 4 times because that's normally the number of rolls I like to do. And then if I get doubles, I would have to add an extra roll. But in addition to that, I found that I wanted to complete 1 round of the board. So I ended up adding a second segment to where I did that. So if it looks a little different, that's what I did. And I think if I like it this way, I will continue doing it that way. Readathons, I will talk more about that after the gameplay. So, all right, I think that's all the housekeeping now. So let's go ahead and see my rolls. Okay, so this is my fall board. I have my cute little mushroom. It's gonna be on go. two-sided dice ready to go. So if I get doubles, then that just means I have to roll again. So let's go ahead and see what we have for roll number 1. Okay, that is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so that is the shortest book on my TBR. Okay, roll number 2. That is a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that is a random month generator. Roll number 3. 4 again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course, it is not a TBR game without a challenge spot. Alright, final roll. It is indeed 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and yay, we have a 20 in 2025. Okay, this is technically part 2, but I decided that I was just going to finish going around the board, and we'll just try it this way. So yeah, let's go ahead and see roll number 5. Okay, which is a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This says, what does this say? Oh, double up. Double up means I can use this to double up 2 prompts whenever I want. So great. Any 2 prompts that I will get or that I have gotten during this month. Roll number 6. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is music or the arts. So anything dealing with music or the arts. Okay, will this be my final roll? Roll number 8. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I landed on go, which is a free pick. Okay, so I did that a little differently. I think it'll help with editing, but I'm going to go ahead and go through all the rolls now. And so for roll number 1, I landed on shortest number of pages. So for that, I looked on my Goodreads, and there were some books that were like the 4th in a series, the 3rd in a series. So that technically to me does not count. I have to go to the part where I am, to like the book where I am on in that series. So I continued scrolling and I ended up on Skylark, which is the 2nd book in the Sarah Plain and Tall series. You follow the young girl, I think her name is Anna. It's her perspective of like life with a new mother. So yeah, that's all I know about it. So all right, let's see. The next roll that I had was a random month generator, and so this is the month that I generated, and I pushed 3 times. So the month that I generated is July. So I just have to find a book that is published in July. So the one that I'm picking for this one is A Name Unknown by Rosanna M. White. This one starts a series. This one says, Rosemary Grisham has no family beyond the band of former urchins that help her survive as a girl in the mean streets of London. Grown now, they concentrate on stealing high-value items and have learned how to blend into upper-class society. But when Rosemary must determine whether a certain wealthy gentleman is loyal to Britain or Germany, she is in for the challenge of a lifetime. How does one steal a family's history, their very name? Peter Holstein given his family's German blood, writes his popular series of adventure novels under a pen name. With European politics boiling and his own neighbors suspicious of him, Peter debates whether it might be best to change his name for good. When Rosemary shows up at his door pretending to be a historian and offering to help him trace his family history, his question might be answered. So that sounds really good, and it's been on my TBR for the longest. So I'm glad that I got that on this TBR list. The next role I had is a challenge spot. So the two books I'm going to pin against each other. One, and these were just random books that I picked. One was off my shelf, and the other one is a middle grade. So the one that's a middle grade is Iceberg by Jennifer A. Nielsen. And this one is a retelling of the Titanic, but through a young girl's eyes. And this has also been on my TBR for a while. So that one's going on there. The next one I got from a little free library, and that is The Lottery by D.K. Wall. This says, every small town has its secrets, and this one could tear his world apart. Nathan Thomas feels grateful for his loving family and a steady job in a town where work is scarce. Still haunted by a deadly accident that severed his closest friendships, he hopes his bad luck is well behind him. But a fresh betrayal and a shocking revelation could take everything he loves away. With his marriage strained to the breaking point, Nathan's forced to confront his devastating youth for answers. As he fights for his family, will accepting the crushing realities of his past let him secure a possible future? So, I've never heard of it, but it intrigued me, so this will be against Iceberg. Okay, so here's the list of names, and I'm going to shuffle 1, 2, 3, and we'll see what I get. Okay, I got The Evil Stepmother. So I have to pick one of the books that I put on here. So the prompt for Evil Stepmother is that I need to read the book with the longer title. So, ooh, okay. I didn't put, I feel like it's The Lottery because it's 2 words, but I didn't put like letter wise or not. So I'm just going to count the letters just to see. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this one definitely has the longer title, but I'm glad that it's a book off my TBR shelf. So that goes on the TBR. All right, so the next role is a 20 and 2025 book. And so for that, I'm going to go for a nonfiction, again, off my shelf, and this is Digging for Diamonds by Kathy Madavan, and this says, this is a book, I think, exploring spiritual gifts, but Kathy Madavan uses like the diamonds as an analogy, kind of correlates that with the gifting, but yes, the little thing says, the little subtitle says, Finding Treasure in the Messiness of Life. And so, yeah, I love nonfiction, so this one is going on the TBR. Roll number 5, I landed on double up, which just means that I get to double up on any of these prompts that I see fit. And so that's going to work with number 6, which the prompt I landed on was music/the arts. And so I am going to put Skylark for this. I'm going to double up with the shortest book, Skylark. And that's because a skylark is a bird that is known for its music. So that's how I correlated those two together. And then the last prompt that I landed on was actually roll number 7. I said roll number 8, but roll number 7, and it was on Go, which is a free pick. So for that one, I get to choose any book I want. And so the book I chose is No Journey Too Far by Carrie Ternansky, I think is how you say it. And this one is a duology. The first one is No Ocean Too Wide, and you follow these 3 siblings that get transported from England to Canada, and they were considered orphans, but the older sister comes from England to Canada to find them and bring them back home. And so this is the second book of that duology, and I'm actually going to be buddy reading this with Alma at Alma's book journey, so I'm really excited for this one as well. So that was my TBR game, and for the rest of the month I am participating in a readathon, and it is series September, so I really do want to make a good progress on my series. So let's go ahead and go through those prompts and see what I will be reading. So the first prompt that I have here is moody and dark. So this one I'm going to choose Like Flames in the Night by Connellan Cassette. This is the last book in her Cities of Refuge. I think it's Cities of Refuge. Yes, her Cities of Refuge series. But for what I remember from the series, you're following this family from the Cities of Refuge series. So this young woman gets accused of manslaughter and talks about her journey and then her kids' journey. And so I think the 4th book has something to do with her youngest. So that cover is very dark and moody to me, so that's why I picked that. The next prompt is illustrated cover, and for that I'm putting Skylark because yeah, it's a very illustrated cover to me with the young girl and the dog in the background. The other one is fall colors on the cover. And so for that one, I'm putting No Journey Too Far because that's like oranges and kind of like a peachy yellow, and they're wearing kind of fall coats anyway that are like a dark brown. So that to me, I'm thinking the leaves changing. That's kind of like the thought process I have. The next prompt is blue tones, and Like Flames in the Night definitely has blue tones on the cover. Then I have bold type and Skylark. That is very bold, a bold type title. The next one is light academia vibes. So this one I'm gonna put a name unknown because definitely like academia, I'm thinking like books, and this is kind of like a lighter read. It's not like intense thrillery. It's, I think, a historical romance, so I feel like there's some light vibes to it, so that's how I'm gonna count it. Forest or nature on the cover is the next prompt. So I'm gonna put Like Flames in the Night because she's out in the wilderness. So that's why I picked it. The next prompt is beautiful cover. Like Flames in the Night. I think that is a beautiful cover. And then the last prompt is cozy vibes, and I'm putting No Journey Too Far because they look really cozy, snuggled up next to each other in their coats. So that's how I interpreted that prompt. So I did double up a lot on these prompts, but I just try to make it work for me because I really do want to win this round. So out of those books though, I will be completing 2 series, but I will be starting 1. But that's okay. Like, as long as I'm completing some of these older series, I feel like it's fine. All right, other challenges. So Alma's Read Through the Decades challenge, we're in the 90s. And so the book that I'm selecting for that challenge is Skylark because that is published in the 1990s. The next one is my personal challenge, which is the Biblical Fiction Retelling Challenge. And so for September's prompt, you have a list of Paul's letters and or the general letters. For this one, I haven't really picked what book of the Bible I'm going to go through yet. So I guess I'll just let you know when I edit or something. I'll put it right here on the screen if I figure it out, or I guess just at the end of the month, I'll let you know what I decided to go with. But September is to read a book with a city name in the title or a city on the cover. So for that one, I'm going to put Wings of Wind by Connellan Cassette. This is in her Out of Egypt series, and this is the last book in that series. So this one says, motherless and raised alongside her brothers, Alana, a Canaanite, is no stranger to fighting. When her father and brothers are killed in a battle with the Hebrews, she disguises herself and sneaks into the battlefield to avenge her family. The one thing she never counted on was surviving. Tobiah, a Hebrew warrior, has spent his share of time on the battlefield and is shocked to find an unconscious woman among the casualties. Compelled to bring her to a healer, unprepared for the consequences of what he intended as an act of compassion. In order to survive, Alana must unite with her enemy. But will a terrible revelation drive her toward an even greater danger? So this one, again, I've started the series way earlier, and I think I read the second book in January. So yeah, it'd be really great to finish this one off. But yep, that is my TBR. So I also want to insert a clip for my Read Around the World pick, like the 2 countries that I picked. So I'll go ahead and insert that right now. Okay, so in addition to the game, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull countries that I will be exploring for this month. So the first country I will be exploring, yay, Mexico, which is perfect. It's actually Hispanic Heritage Month, and so that is exciting. And I have the book for that I want to read. Okay, the next country that Okay, my camera died, but I promise I didn't look at this yet. But the next country I will explore is, Pakistan. So I have Pakistan and Mexico. You can see I got Mexico and Pakistan, which I felt is so fitting because this month is Hispanic Heritage Month, and we will be doing some creative things at school. And so I do have a book in mind that is off my shelf, and I will show you that in a different video. But I don't know if I am going to be doing Read Around the World for October nor November. So this might be my last one, guys. And I'm a little sad because I really enjoyed doing these Read Around the World vlogs. I know they're not the most viewed vlogs on my channel, but for me, it has been so fun just reading about different countries. It feels like I'm there, and just making recipes. That's actually been the coolest part for me, is to make new recipes and putting them in my little recipe book, which I have been updating slowly. So that's why I really enjoy this challenge. So unfortunately, I don't think that I'll be doing any more for the remainder of the year. If I do, it'll have to be in December, but I will do a recap of all the countries that I visited in one of the videos. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm just letting you know, just in case this may be the last one. But if not, December will probably be the last one. So, all right then. And the only reason is I have different reading plans I want to do in October, which is my birthday month. So I have an idea of what I would like to do. And then in November, I am doing my last round of Chantel's Read Your Bookshelf Challenge vlog. And I don't think I can do 2 vlogs in 1 month, considering that the holidays will be in full swing starting sometime in November for us. So, all right, that is my TBR game. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if you're going to be participating in Series September, and I will see you guys in another video. Bye, guys.